Since Cyborg 009 vs Devilman has come out, two old series have been introduced to a newer audience, who have no idea what they are even about. Because of this, I decided I should review some titles that are under the names. I will only do movies and OVAs to give you a quicker run on how they are presented. The TV series will be for another time as it has much to cover on. I will try to minimize the spoilers, so enjoy the show. In the early 80s, after the second TV series, Toei Animation made a third movie involving with the Cyborg team called Legend of the Super Galaxy, or Legend of the Super Vortex, or Defender of the Vortex, whatever the name it is, it's Cyborgs in space. The story is about the runaway alien who is pursued by an evil galactic overlord named Zoa. He eventually lands on Earth and asks Dr. Gilmore and the Cyborg, named the Galactic Legion in this one, to help him rescue his father and to put an end to Zoa once and for all. Reason why Zoa needs his father is because he discovered a limited power source called the Vortex. Vortex is so powerful that anyone who possesses it can control the universe. Will the Cyborg team be able to stop him? Or will they fall doomed to the discovery of a new awesome power? Right from the bat, you can tell this is all but another retelling. Not only that, but this movie is much longer than the first two movies combined. In terms of quality, this movie holds up much better also, and there's a reason why. The characters are more established here in the two previous movies. Instead of showing off their powers, this time we get to learn a little more about them. We see them interact, we see them work each other off, and we see them why they are dependent on each other, more than ever did in those other movies. Same goes for the action. It's done well with everyone getting involved. There's no complaint about the fighting scene at all, except for one fighting scene where it's literally too bright to see. Now the design on the cyborg resembled more closer to the manga and the TV series that was airing, which I like. Not that the 60 version had much problem, but seeing how everyone has the same outfit and everyone's doing something, makes them feel more as if they are a team, which those other movies lacked so much of. This is the first of the Cyborg movies to have an English dub, and it could have been better, but it's not too bad. But what I think was most surprising was that Joe in the original was voiced by Kakashi and Cars. So I guess that makes him the second time being in space and looking for the ultimate power. Speaking of reference, this movie contained many nods to other sci-fi films such as 2001, Star Wars and Nausicaa. Now, if there is any real complaint about this movie, is that the movies sometimes take detours that doesn't seem to affect the plot or the character that much afterwards. The villain rarely shows up, and when he does, he's hardly remembered. Which is kind of disappointment since this is the villain that what actually made them come into this situation. And to be honest, the last third might not be the greatest of endings, so don't expect too much of it. But for what it is, I can still say that this deserves to be called a movie, and it still holds up after all these years. Check it out if you want to see space action with cyborgs.